Okay, is it now mid-table mediocrity for Middlesbrough? Beating Blackburn was the only way they're going to get in the playoffs. Lewis, is that now all over?
It's all over by the shouting, I have to say. I think it's 7 points now. 4 or 5 teams above us. We're running out of games. We probably needed to be nigh on perfect. 8 games left, but we've got Southampton, we've got Leeds, we've got Hull, we've got Ipswich. We've got a tough run. So it's sides like Blackburn that really sum up our season. I think from the bottom 8 this season, I think we've gained 6 points at home. And that just says it all, really. We can't beat the smaller teams. We've beaten Southampton, we've beaten Leicester twice, we've beaten West Brom. It's the smaller sides that we've struggled against, and that's what's ultimately going to cost us from getting promoted this season.
Welcome back to the Mills Review. This week we are, of course, previewing Borough's trip to St Mary's on Good Friday, and to help us do that, we've got Joe with us. Good evening, Joe.
Good evening.
All right, we'll catch your views up on Southampton in a second. But Lewis, thanks for that intro. We are gutted for Borough because they play some really nice football this season at times. And of course, they've done the double over Leicester and are really good for the league. But are the fans going to be happy with 10th? Or there's going to be some sort of protesting going on at the end of the season?
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any protesting. I know obviously there was mentions of it after what happened with the season tickets being increased again. Certainly don't think people are happy. I think last season, we overachieved in a way under Carrick when he first come in. We were in the bottom couple and he got us all the way to the playoffs. And really, going into the playoffs, I think we were favourites to win it. Certainly, most Borough fans expected us to win it, and we probably wouldn't have had a better opportunity than what we had against Coventry in that second leg, and then had a fancied us against Luton in the final. And then this season, we started really slow again right down at the bottom. Looked like we were picking things up towards Christmas, and again, we just let ourselves down. Probably a little bit of a lack of quality. We've lacked a striker for a lot of the season. We probably haven't had enough goals in the side. We started leaking goals as well. We have been hit by quite a few injuries this season, which certainly hasn't helped. But yeah, I think in the end, it's going to be more frustration, I think, than anger or anything.
Okay. What is the number one signing that they need to make over the summer then to make sure this Middlesbrough side make a better fist of it next season? Which position?
I think it has to be a striker. It simply has to be. I mean, Coburn's come in, he's done all right, but, he was on loan at Bristol Rovers last season. He's probably a lower championship player. He was almost going to go on loan to Plymouth for the season, but we had to keep him in the summer because we didn't sign anyone else. Laugh, he's shown glimpses, he's shown signs, but whether he's a 10 to 15 season goalman, we don't know. But we really do need a striker. We need a focal point. Don't want to keep harping on to last season again and again. But you go from Archer and Akpom, and you lose them amount of goals. And we haven't got anybody that's got into double figures this season. So we've got to get more quality into the sides, more goals, and certainly a striker.
All right, we'll catch you in a second, Joe. First of all, you've had a bit of time off here from talking to us, obviously with no game during the FA Cup week and international breaks. So Southampton are well rested for this one, aren't they? Do you think that's going to help them or hinder them? Because you were in a good bit of a momentum going into the break. Do you think it's going to be good that you've had a rest and got your fit players back, or just see it as an inconvenience?
No, I think it's a really good thing because it's meant that we can rest the players and we can get a couple of times coming back from injury, like Walker Peters. I mean, he was only out for a couple of weeks, but it's good to know that he'll be back fully fit. I think it's been a good couple of weeks for us to have a good, decent break.
Yeah, when you went to the Riverside earlier in September, though,
don't even start with that one. That was ridiculous.
Was it one of those performances that you want to forget?
Yes, yeah, it was because we went 1-0 up, and I thought, oh yeah, like we're we're doing really well. Like we held the ball well, and then two stupid mistakes just cost us, and then we just couldn't find a way back into the game. Hopefully this time around it'll be a bit different. But you never know, do you? Unfortunately, that's the beauty of football.
Yeah, Lewis, Middlesbrough were in the relegation zone when this game happened last time. Actually, your first win of the season, I think, wasn't it? When Southampton mopped up. When you remember that back to that game, Lewis? Did you think Southampton were going to be battling for promotion back then? What did you make of them?
Yeah, well, when we played them, they'd gone on a run of 3 defeats in a row. I think Sunderland put about 4 or 5 past them. Leicester had put similar numbers past them. And I think at the time there was a lot of people calling for Russell Martin's head. A lot of the time it's is he sort of style over substance. And we were actually favourites going into that game, and considering we hadn't won a game that season. And we all thought they'd come, have 70-80% possession, but actually it was almost 50-50. So I was surprised because, going into that first game of the season, I remember Southampton with a first televised game on the Friday night, and I looked at that squad and I just thought, I haven't seen a better squad in the league. And I know they've lost, Ward-Prowse and Bella Kotchap, but they've also brought in the likes of, Rothwell and Brooks and a few quality players, and they've just got quality throughout that squad. So yeah, I was surprised at the time that they were where they were, but I think after they got beat by us, they didn't lose a game for 4 months after that. So that was sort of the wake up call that they needed.
Yeah, it was 22nd versus 15th, and now it's 10th against 4th. All right, Joe, getting those serious now. If Southampton were not to get promoted this season, where do you think that leaves them in terms of player recruitment, finances, and obviously the best players leaving?
Well, yeah, the big thing is our best players will leave. Like Walker-Peters is definitely gone. Bednarek will probably leave. Obviously, we won't pay the £20 million option fee for Harwood Bellis, so it's going to cause a lot of issues. I mean, financially, I think we'll be all right because we'll still have another couple of years of parachute payments from the Premier League relegation. So financially, I'm not too worried, but the fact that we would lose all our best players is what's the big worry, because it's going to be a struggle to replace that quality. It really will be.
Do Southampton fans look at what's happened to Leicester with the financial play charges and think, we've been done twice here. Not only have we been relegated because of, perhaps you could argue teams with financial fair play, but also now we may miss out on promotion because of a team that's benefited from overspending. What's your view on that?
I mean, I think with the whole relegation from the Premier League, I'm not so much annoyed with it because, I mean, we finished rock bottom. We were awful all season, so we kind of deserve to go down. The thing that not annoys me a little bit, but gets my back up is the fact that Leicester broke the rules, but they're not going to be getting the sanctions until potentially they go back up. But it should be that if they get docked points this season, it should be in the season that they're playing. So i.e. they should be docked points now, not when they go back to the Premier League. I don't know too many ins and outs of the whole financial fair play rules and stuff, but what I do know, I think it does need a rejig, so to speak.
Okay. All right, let's go on with previewing this game then. First of all, Lewis, how do Southampton go about beating Borough, and what sort of form were you in? A 0-0 draw against Blackburn was the last time we were chatting to you.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone to a back 5 in the last 4 games now. I've said on here a few times we have to do something different, and we have shored things up. So we've only conceded 1 in our last 4, and 3 clean sheets in a row. So we are a lot more solid now, and actually our blueprint is sitting back, absorbing pressure and hitting teams on the break. So really, the Southampton way of playing is ideal for us because they crave possession. Russell Martin does 60-70% possession, if not more. Similar to the way we played against Leicester away. So really, it'll be a case for Southampton of trying to score early, because if they score early, we have to come out a bit. whereas, we can frustrate them and try and, hit them on the break. So really the message for Southampton is try and get that early goal, and then it ruins our game plan. But the longer it stays 0-0, the more frustrated they'll probably get.
Okay. Do you think, Joe, some of the players have got their eyes on Monday's game here as well? Will Russell be making sure that, perhaps get Middlesbrough done by half-time and rest a few? Because that is as much as this is an important game, that is a huge game come Monday, isn't it?
Yeah. I think if we can get the Borough game tied up at half-time, then we can bring our better players off, like Flynn Downs, like Harwood-Bellis, Walker-Peters, rest them for the huge game at Portman Road on Monday evening. That's going to be a absolutely colossal fixture.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's get some score predictions from you. Joe, you at home, you can go first.
I'm going to go for a 3-1 Southampton win. I mean, I don't think it will be easy because I really liked what I've seen from Middlesbrough the last few weeks. I think Carrot's got them as a really solid unit. So it'll be tough, but I think our quality will just shine through.
Okay. All right, Lewis, this is a must-win for Borough as well, because if there's any chances of the playoff, every game now must be a win. Do you think you'll get it?
I don't think we'll get a win. I think Southampton have just got over that wobble that they had, where I think they lose 5 and 6, and they've won the last couple. I was hoping Walker-Peters would be out because they've been leaking goals when they've put Harwood-Bellis right back and then Jack Stevens centre back. So the fact Harwood-Bellis goes back into the middle makes it tougher for us. Like I say, we have been solid recently, and Southampton are a bit hit and miss. If they have got one eye on Monday, you never know. So I'll go for a 1-1 draw, optimistic that they actually suit our style better than most teams.
Okay, lovely. Thank you very much. I've been asking everyone on the channel this week about club versus country. Joe, if I start with you, would you sooner see Southampton be promoted or England win the Euros?
100% Southampton get promoted all day long. I mean, in my lifetime, all the England teams have let us down anyway. So, but then again, so are the Southampton team. So it's kind of a weighing up. But yeah, 100% Southampton get promoted.
Lewis, same question. Borough up or England Euros? You must want Southgate to win it, surely.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be in the minority on this channel, to be honest, because I'd actually say I'd rather England win it. I don't know if I'm still haunted by the last time we got promoted to the Premier League, and it was that bad. It was almost a case of, well, what was the point of us going up? But yeah, I suppose in my lifetime, we've come so close to winning something. And like you say, that connection with Southgate, it would be great. And there's something about us, winning it all as one, as a nation. Like I say, I'd love us to go up, but I think at the moment in the economic climate, it would just mean a season of misery and straight back down again. I've seen promotions, I've seen relegations. I've never seen England win anything yet. So I imagine I'm in a slim minority of maybe even one. But yeah, I would say England.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, if you're a Southampton fan and disagree with anything that Joe has said, or if you want to comment more about the Leicester charges and whether Southampton should actually put in a legal claim themselves, then put in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, you two. We'll catch up with you next week.
Brilliant. Cheers, guys.